What's up and welcome back to another video, guys. It's getting to that point in the year where all of our 2025 sets have leaked out, and now people are looking toward 2026 to see what LEGO has in store for us. And now we actually have our first leaks and rumors regarding our 2026 LEGO Star Wars set waves. We have a lot to talk about, so without further ado, let's get right on into this video. Now, the first few sets that I want to talk about are going to be related to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. We're going to be seeing quite a few sets based on this movie because it is the first one since I think the last of the sequel. So it's been quite some time since our last Star Wars movie, so LEGO will definitely be going all out for this one. And the first set that I want to talk about is going to be the ATAT. Now, it's been quite some time since our previous Playscale ATAT, and a lot of people have been wanting a new one, and it looks like we will be getting one in 2026 related to the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. Now, I'm not really exactly sure what to expect given this set, other than the fact that the build will be, well, an AT-AT, but there are a lot of other factors that come into play. Frankly, we just haven't seen enough about the movie yet. Yes, we've seen some sneak peeks with the trailer and other stuff like that. However, there's not really much else to go off of, but I do think it will be great to see another AT-AT come to LEGO Star Wars, and there's a lot of really cool things that we could see. Now, we've never actually seen an AT-AT take place off of Hoth when it comes to a LEGO set. All of the previous ones have been based on Hoth sets, so it will be cool to get one that won't be based on Hoth, and I think that LEGO can do a lot of really cool stuff when it comes to this set. And as for minifigures, if I had to guess, you'd get your Stormtroopers, your AT-AT driver, as well as your Mandalorian, maybe your Grogu and some other Mandalorian warriors or something like that, or whatever really characters end up being in this movie. But it's one that I'm very excited for. It's been so long since our last AT-AT, and I can't wait to see this one. Now, next up are some more sets related to that movie, however they have a little bit less backing them, the first of which being another Playscale Razor Crest. Now, this would be something that could be very likely to be seen as our previous one did retire, and if it is the main kind of ship in the movie, then LEGO's going to want to have a set of it out on shelves, and especially with the UCS version retiring at this year, I'm pretty sure, it should be very cool to have another Playscale one on shelves. Now, I would assume that it would be very similar in size to our previous one, however, I would guess that it would be at $160 price tag given LEGO Star Wars in 2025 and 2026. So I feel like it would be pretty much identical in size, maybe some changes based off of what the changes we see from it from the show to the movie, but it should be a very fun set. I think the Razor Crest is a great ship, and it will be nice to have another Playscale version on shelves if this is a set that ends up being made. Next up, the last set that I have here related to the Mandalorian movie is going to be an Imperial Tank. Now, I don't actually have any other details on this other than the fact that it was given the name Imperial Tank, but I mean, leads us to believe maybe it'll be some sort of hover tank. We only ever saw that, once for Rogue One, and it would be cool to see again if it does show up in that show or in that movie. And it would also be cool maybe if it's a troop transport, maybe like the Imperial prisoner transports. We haven't seen one of those. I guess if you count the Rebels battle pack that we got, but I do think that it would be cool. I think there's a ton of different possibilities when it comes to this quote-unquote Imperial Tank, but I do think there are some really cool things that we could see, and we'll just have to wait and see what this ends up being. Next up, we have our Clone Battle Pack. Now, first of all, I just want to say we have no other information about this Clone Battle Pack other than it is going to be at that $23 price point. I've seen a lot of people, speculating on what this could be, and I've seen a couple of people land on it being a 332nd and Super Commandos Siege of Mandalore Battle Pack, and, I think that is something that could be cool, but it's not what this Battle Pack, I mean, it could be the Battle Pack, I don't know just yet, but I wanted to say that we don't actually know what this Battle Pack is yet. It's just people, guessing on what it could be, but I do want to look toward this rumor of it being a 332nd and Super Commandos battle pack, and I do really like the Super Commando side. I think that would be so cool to see. We only ever saw them in that one speeder set back in the day, and it would be great to get an updated version and also be able to army build them as they're quite an expensive minifigure. However, I really don't want to see the 332nd return to another battle pack. We already saw them once, and we also saw them in the AAT, and I really just don't think that we need them in another set. They're already so easily accessible, and I would love to just get a different Legion. Now, unfortunately, knowing LEGO Star Wars, they might take the lazy way out and just throw them in. I can definitely see this battle pack happening. I think that it is likely, but I would love to see something else, and we don't actually know what this battle pack is going to be just yet. Now, I would love to see, maybe the Galactic Marines are coming out in 2025, and it would be sick to get them in a battle pack. Maybe if the 212th finally got a new updated battle pack, or if we saw a new, clone trooper that we've never seen before, like the Wolf Pack or something like that. Well, I guess we have seen the Wolf Pack, but seeing them updated in a battle pack would be really nice. But as for the clone battle pack, we have no idea of what is actually going to be in it just yet. Now, another set that, could be related to the clones or could also be related to the rebels is a Ywing. All I know about this set is it's a Ywing, and in parentheses it says yellow next to it. So leads me to believe that it's either, a rebel Ywing, a yellow rebel Ywing, get some cool rebel figures, or it is finally a remake of the Clone Wars Ywing that is yellow. That set, one of my favorites, very nostalgic for it, and I would love to see an updated Ywing for the clones. We've only ever saw that one with the Anakin and the Ahsoka, and I think it would be so cool to get an updated version, especially if LEGO has just made this new Phase 1 clone pilot. This would be the perfect set to get him once again in, and I really, really hope that it is a Clone Wars related set. However, if I had to bet money on it, this would probably end up being a Rebel Ywing like we have seen a couple of times before. Nonetheless, it's very cool to be seeing a new Ywing hit shelves. Next up, moving to two of the 18 plus sets. Now, these two have, once again, less backing them than the previous things. These aren't actually from anyone that I've, get my leaks and rumors from. There's just some that I saw going around, so I figured that I would talk about them, being a Darth Vader bust as well as a mini-scale Republic Venator. Now, honestly, I don't know how likely either of these are. Now, I do think that a Darth Vader bust is something that is overdue from LEGO. We saw it once before, but it's not necessarily something that is looking that good. And I think with how LEGO Star Wars does their busts and all of their buildable characters today, Darth Vader would be perfect. And I really do think that even if this rumor isn't something that's true, it's definitely something that will be seen in the future, given how prevalent Darth Vader is as a character. Moving on to our midi-scale Republic Venator, we did just get the Acclamator. A lot of people very disappointed that we didn't get the Venator in that, and just got the Acclamator instead. But I do think that it would be cool to see a Venator, but I'm not sure if it's something that will be seen in 2026. I do think it definitely is a no-brainer option for LEGO to make when it comes to the mini-scale series or the Starship Collection, and I do think there's one that we'll be seeing in the future. I just don't know if we'll be seeing it as soon as 2026. And lastly, we have our UCS sets. Now, these are pretty much just speculation. Now, there was a rumor going around that we were going to be seeing a Master Builder's Ewok village, and I do think that that would be a perfect set to see. I've talked about it in a few previous videos, and like I was saying earlier, I think it's something likely to happen in the future. I don't know if it'll happen in 2026, but I would love to see this, the OG Ewok village being one that so many people hold dear to their hearts, a set that a lot of people really want to get. However, it is pretty hard to find, especially at a good price. So getting one at a Master Builder series set, I think would be perfect. And the second is a $240 UCS N1 Starfighter, which would make sense given the Mandalorian and Grogu movie. One that I would love to see. However, it would have been sick if something like this happened while chrome was still a piece for LEGO. Imagine getting this full thing chromed out, but unfortunately, if we got it today, it would just be gray, but still one that I think is very likely and could be a lot of fun to see. Now, I want to say this is that time of year where there's going to be a ton of rumors floating around, especially, this time of year with 2025 kind of coming to a close with their leaks and rumors. People want to talk about 2026, so take everything that I said within this video with a grain of salt, especially every other rumor that you see about 2026. Frankly, it is too early on to have any concrete details about any of these sets. Yes, we have some of these set numbers, some of the price pieces and other stuff like that, but it's just too early to tell. But if you want to stay up to date on all the most recent leaks and rumors, make sure to subscribe to the channel with the post notifications on, and leave a like on this video if you enjoyed. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe. Drew signing out.